We've seen some isolated thunderstorms popping up in southern parts of BC. They're also beginning across parts of the prairies as well. And you know, if you're in Manitoba, mid to western Manitoba, that's where the temperatures are the warmest today. So perhaps that's where you want to be for your Saturday. I'm Kasha Vidurka. This is your national forecast. We have Faradala on the outside, actually. She's had her umbrella with her. It's been an on and off day when it comes to the rains. Farah, what's it looking like right now?
Well, Kasha, we're seeing peaks of sunshine here and there, but it's mainly cloudy. And we already received reports of scattered showers across southwestern Ontario. Don't leave the house without one of these. Now, we're not calling for a drenching like what we saw yesterday. Have a look at these totals. 55 millimeters in Guelph, 27 or 37 rather in Toronto, and 17 in Windsor. So we did see a good soaking just yesterday. We're still calling for some scattered showers going into the evening. It's vital that you have an umbrella just to keep dry. And we're also calling for cooler temperatures. We're well below seasonal for this time of year. We should be around the low 20s. Instead, we're only forecasting highs around 16 degrees. So it's going to be a cool one tonight. And again, it might be another soggy one. For more details, let's head back inside to you, Kasha.
Thank you so much, Farah. Well, the bulk of the soggy weather, we're expecting it to be more so through Quebec. But a look at the next few days for you. Toronto still looking at the active weather, though less than 1 millimeter, mostly throughout your day on Sunday, maybe 1 millimeter on your Monday. So it's definitely not a washout the way we saw Friday, for instance. And those temperatures, they're well below seasonal also. So it is quite cool out there. Here's where we're looking at the eye of the storm throughout the next few hours. Right now, actually, our low pressure system, it's meandering around the Nickel Belt, pushing further south up to 70 millimeters of rain for some areas of Quebec. Hence, we do have a rainfall warning. Okay, the scene earlier this week, Tuesday, was a washout. That's really gross when you see garbage bins just floating down the street like that. And you know, we're pretty much just drying out from that system, and another one is on its way. So the rainy weather pretty much upon us already. It's lightly raining through parts of Montreal, Quebec. And again, those cooler temperatures are upon us. St. John's also below seasonal. Saskatchewan looking pretty nice. And a big thank you to Norma, as always, for uploading this to theweathernetwork.com. It's easy to do so, and it allows us to give you and your hometown a shout out, talk about the weather in your backyard, and you're seeing those clouds, and that is telling us about the ensuing system. And here it is. Some of us are already seeing this already. Others are just seeing a mix of sun and clouds. So it's pop up in nature, a chance of some non-severe thunder showers. With your long range looking like this, not bad for a lot of us through the southern prairies. Mix of sun and clouds again, and those temperatures above seasonal or right on the seasonal mark. So, hey, a lot to look forward to. Vancouver and Victoria, a little bit of instability in the air for you. So you could be seeing somewhat gloomy conditions here and there. But then Sunday through your afternoon, you even have a risk of seeing some sunshine. Sunday looks like this across the country. We've got the warmer conditions through Manitoba. It's hot today already, so enjoy. We've got this area of low pressure that's still going to be affecting the eastern flank of the country on your Sunday. And fair conditions for the BC coast. Your weekend edition is happening now. Time to talk about those stories making weather headlines. My name is Kasha Vidurka. I'm in for Natalie Thomas today. Like I mentioned, there's a lot to talk about because we have two systems that's making weather across the country. We've got one in the prairies that's bringing us a chance of thunder showers, and one in the east that's been pretty much a super soaker for some of us, and some people can still see some pretty wet conditions. So we'll talk about that very shortly. But first, with it being a brand new month, there are all sorts of wonders happening in the night sky. Here's Andrew Yee with that. Oh, Montreal, I'm sorry, because not only did you see this on Tuesday, you're seeing the light rain showers again today. Yeah, and the cold front is certainly doing its job, because yesterday we were at about 20 degrees. Today we're closer to 14, so a 6-degree drop. that makes a difference. So it's feeling cold. And again, we've got more rainy weather upon you over the next 24 to even 48 hours for some of you through Quebec as this continues to push further east. So up to 70 millimeters of rain for some of us. Now the prairies, another system. To the other side of the country, some of us are seeing these thunder showers sparking up. Others are still seeing a mix of sun and clouds. So it is shifting. It is changing. Spark up or pop up in nature, these showers. And then tomorrow, much the same. Here's your cold front to the north. That's going to be dropping your temperatures too. Your warm front, along that front, you're seeing a chance of thunder showers as well pushing into Manitoba. Now coming up, will the rain continue? Who will see severe rainfall totals throughout their weekend? I have all those details coming up very shortly. Here's a vast low-pressure system, if I've ever seen one, situated over the Nickel Belt. There's the center of the storm, but the cold front, that's what's bringing us greatest amounts of rain through Quebec. We're seeing even Environment Canada has issued a rainfall warning, so between 30 and 60 millimeters of rain could fall through some of these areas. Your best bet for finding sunshine tomorrow would be Halifax because everybody else is a little unstable. We're looking at a wet day. The center of the low, it will be crossing southern parts of Nova Scotia, though. So Yarmouth, you'll be seeing the rain. Everyone else across the west, pretty nice indeed, though a little bit rainy for you in Winnipeg on your Sunday. Enjoy. It was a record-breaking day yesterday in terms of rainfall totals in southern Ontario. It was also very windy, and we had a really low cloud deck going on. I drove by the CN Tower, and I only saw half of the CN Tower because it was completely covered in clouds. It was kind of sad, actually. Now, we've been watching Faradalla on the outside today. It's been sunny at one point and then a little drizzly other points. And now I'm seeing some really scary looking clouds behind you, Farah. What's it like out there?
You're right, Kasia. Ominous cloud cover. I'm starting to get goosebumps. It's so cool out. It's a far cry from the low 30s we saw on Monday. Temperatures have only reached around the mid-teens. And on top of that, we have more rain on the way. After yesterday's soaking, take a look at these totals. I mean, 55 millimeters in Guelph is nothing to balk at, and we saw quite a drenching in Toronto as well at 37 millimeters. That's almost as much rain as we saw in the entire month of May, all in just one day. We have more unsettled weather moving into the Greater Toronto area throughout the evening and the overnight. So my advice, don't leave the house without one of these because we still have a chance for more shower activity going into Sunday, and it's still going to remain below seasonal. So breezy, cool, dreary, and mainly cloudy out here. Back to you inside where it's dry and also warmer.
Oh, Farah, you're just full of that good news, but thank you so much for it. Cold and, dreary. Oh boy. So that's what today's looking like. Also, your Sunday as well. But good news is that it's not a washout. It's not going to be the heavy rain that we saw on Friday, which did cause localized flooding. And we have really cool images of Union Station. I'm sure you've seen it already on Facebook, Twitter, and nonetheless. Okay, 15 degrees this evening. And again, you've got that rainy weather. It's pop up in nature. So you're not going to be seeing the rain all night. We're looking at about a millimeter of rain or so. 13 degrees for you in Barrie, so a little on the chillier side there. And again, that good chance of rain. So Toronto, we've been talking about all this localized flooding. 1 inch to 2 inches of rain fell. And as Farah had mentioned, that's about the same amount that we got in the entire month of May. So yeah, it was pretty intense, and some people were saying it was almost monsoonal as the rain was coming down the stairs into Union Station. Now, sure, it was only 1 inch, maybe 2 inches, but it actually caused about a foot of water on the ground near the subway because, of course, it overwhelmed the sewage system. So that led to huge issues. Subway system shut down, ensuing because everybody suddenly, thousands of people had to find transit, upstairs, not underground. All right, here's our culprit. Here's that area of low pressure, and it's still going to be affecting us, but it's more so bringing steadier rains to the Nickel Belt and to Montreal and pushing further east. So the worst of it is gone in terms of the heavy amounts of rain. But, in the end, we could have used it. Farmers, I'm sure, are really happy. Gardeners as well, because we could use that for our lawns and gardens and crops, right? Toronto, 16 degrees on your Sunday afternoon, and again, a chance of that showers. Again, not a huge washout because we could be just seeing about a millimeter of rain with this. Much the same for you in Hamilton, 16, a far cry from that 30-degree high that we had earlier this week, like Farah had mentioned, and Barrie a little on the chillier side. Here's a look at our next 7 days. You are seeing that active weather in your forecast, and we have more details about the active weather. Here are those ominous clouds. What are they bringing? More active weather? What's the rest of your weekend going to be looking like? Those details to come. There's some instability in the west due to a warm front which is marching across the prairie provinces. Some of us are seeing light showers now, others just a mix of sun and clouds, but the instability is there, this air mass, so you could see a pop-up thunder shower throughout the day. As far as our rainfall totals go, we're looking at anywhere between 5 and 15 millimeters, anywhere central to northern regions of the prairie provinces, and the Atlantic looks like this, a little bit of a washout for some of us. Speaking of washout, here they go, those garbage bins. Who may see these kind of conditions? The answer to come.